Hello, Lumineers. I'm James, and this is The Dan Regal. Today is Special Lorecast Day, and there are all kinds of things to talk about, from Attack of the Vine and other sets coming out over the next few months slash year, maybe? Anyway, we're going to get right into it. First of all, Attack of the Vine is coming out in pre-release on July 17th and wide release on July 24th. And we're going to talk about some of the reveals, some of the things that are happening, some of the cool cards we're going to see, and then we're going to talk about a couple of the future sets. Let's get into it. All right, first up, we know Attack of the Vine is coming, right? Okay, so we have already seen a few cards. We know that Monsters Inc. is coming. We've seen a Mike Wazowski, a Sully, and a Boo card. But let's go ahead and take a look at some other new cards that are coming. Also from Monsters Inc., we have Randall Boggs, a 4-cost Inkable Sapphire card, 3 strength, 3 willpower with 2 lore and 2 abilities. Get out of here. When you play this character, put chosen character of yours into your inkwell face down and exerted. This is similar to the ability that Pleakley had from a few sets ago. And then Devious Plan, at the end of your turn, if all cards in your inkwell are exerted, gain 1 lore. Well, most likely you're playing this on curve with 4 ink, and then this puts a character from in play into the inkwell, exerted, so everything's exerted, and now you have an extra lore just for playing this character and getting yourself an extra ink. That's pretty good, and then he can quest for 2, going from there. But in addition to Monsters Inc., we also have, coming with this set, Up. And that means we have Carl Fredrickson on the move, a 4-cost Inkable Ruby card with 3 strength and 3 willpower and 1 lore and 2 abilities. Moving partner. Whenever you play a location, you may move this character and up to 1 of your other characters to that location for free. And Adventure Awaits. Whenever this character quests while at a location, draw cards equal to that location's lore. Now, this is a pretty good ability. Both of these abilities are really good because, of course, moving to locations is going to cost you some ink, but now you are freeing up that ink to do some other things. And the questing is allowing you to draw often at least 1 card, because a lot of locations mostly have 1 lore, maybe 2. But this will allow you to get some draw in Ruby, which is actually not that easy to do. There's not a lot of drawing cards in Ruby. So this is a very good way to do it. And of course, locations really matter in Ruby. So there was Elsa cards from previous sets where locations matter, where you can play them for cheaper. You can play some songs that get you some locations, or some actions that get them played from your discard. There's a lot of things you can do with locations in Ruby now. So this is a very good card for location deck you may be building. But we also know what's coming with Attack of the Vine is what has started in Wilds Unknown, and that is the pre-release kit. Now, the pre-release kit in this case is going to be coming with 6 packs like before, a little instruction booklet, a deck box, and 4 dice. And there will be 6 promos, 1 in each ink color, and there will be 3 different mini posters. And let's take a look now at the mini posters. So you're going to have one with the Madrigals. The Vine is strong. This family is stronger. You're going to have one from Up, earning that botany badge, just got prickly. And of course, our favorite duo, Mickey and Minnie Mouse. And that one is The Unexpected Creeps In. So these will be little posters. They are going to be about twice as big as the box that the pre-release kit comes in, I think. And they're going to be folded. They didn't want to make them too big, but these will be pretty cool. So these are, again, a collectible like the postcards from Wilds Unknown. We're going to be getting something special in all of these pre-release kits. But also coming is one of those 6 promos. And let's take a look at all those promos right now. And first up in Amber, we have Pocahontas guiding the tribe, 2-cost Inkable, 2 strength, 3 willpower with 1 lore, and the ability Stay Close. When you play this character, you may play a character with 1 cost for free. Anything for free is good in my book. So this is going to be very good. This is in Amber. It's going to let you play something for free. You're going to have, basically, this is very good for an aggro deck, getting a bunch of characters out to let you do a lot of questing, or whatever you may want to do. Challenging, singing, who knows. In Amethyst, we have Vixie, Expert Fisher, a 3-cost inkable 2 strength 4 willpower character with 1 lore. Stealing in is the ability. When you play this character, if you have a character with evasive in play, you may return chosen character, item, or location with cost 2 or less to their player's hand. Now, it doesn't say opposing player, which means you can bounce your own stuff, one of your own cards in play, back to your hand. And there's a reason why you would want to do this, because there are some characters that have on-play abilities you may want to repeat, or to save a character or item that you may want to reuse, and having it exerted may make it able to be challenged. So this is going to be a very good card in Amethyst for bouncing characters back and forth, and of course also being able to bounce one of your opponent's characters so that they can no longer quest or challenge, and that would be helpful to you because then you have a good tempo in your match there. Next up, we have in Emerald a 4-cost uninkable Buzz Lightyear, providing cover, 4 strength, 2 willpower, and 2 lore, and it has the ability Action Figure. When you play this character, choose one of the following. If you have another toy character in play, choose both instead. That's very good. Being able to choose both, if you're playing this in a toy deck, you're going to get both of these. The first one, you may return an action card with cost 2 or less from your discard to your hand. And then the other one, you may play an action with cost 2 or less for free. So that means you can play this with 4 ink, and then if you have an action that's 2 cost or less in your discard, and you have another toy in play, you can then play that action from your discard. You can get it back into your hand, and then play it for free. This is a very good value card, and of course, it has the 2 lore, and the only drawback being uninkable, but it's an Emerald. Kind of expect it, right? All right, next up, we have the remaining 3. We have in Ruby. This is a card we have previously seen. This is the 3-cost uninkable Boo Energetic Child with 0 strength and 1 willpower and 1 lore. She has the Rush keyword, which allows her to challenge on the turn that they're played, and the ability Catastrophe. Whenever this character challenges another character with 3 strength or less, banish that character. Now, of course, 3 strength or less, a lot of characters have more than 3 strength, but this, if you pair this with a ink color that also has some strength reduction abilities, you can maybe sing a 2-cost song like Della's Moon Lullaby, which reduces strength by 2, and all of a sudden you now have a 3 or below strength character that this can then rush in and challenge, and the character is banished and no damage is dealt to the Boo. Very good card. Next up in Sapphire, we have a 4-cost uninkable Merlin, Envisioning the Future, 1 strength, 4 willpower, and 2 lore. 2 abilities, Minor Trickery. When you play this character, you may draw a card from the bottom of your deck. Card draw is always good. From the bottom of the deck is interesting, but I'll take it, right? Any draw is good. And then the ability Age of Inconvenience. When this character is banished, you may put this card from your discard on the bottom of your deck. This is not a May ability, so you are going to have to do this. When it's banished, you put it, when it's discarded in the banish, you just then put it on the bottom of your deck. I wouldn't mind, because maybe you'll draw it again if you have another one of these out when you play it. So then in Steel, we have 5-cost uninkable Maximus Relentless Stallion, 4 strength, 5 willpower, 1 lore, and the ability No Escape. If you discarded a card this turn, this character gains Challenger 2 and can challenge ready characters this turn. I think this is a very cool ability. There are lots of cards that allow you to discard on your turn. Also, you can play an action or a song after this character is dry, and you will be able to challenge a ready character because you are going to be discarding a card. Now, so an action or song like Strike a Good Match, which allows you to discard a card after you draw 2 cards. That's the one you can use, because if you play a card and then put it in your discard, that is not discarding a card. You have to actually discard a card from your hand in order to get this effect. So if you challenge something with a card and that goes into your discard, that card was going from play into your discard. It is not from your hand. So remember, this has to come from your hand in order to trigger this ability. Okay, so next up, we have some new cards. We knew Turning Red was coming, and here are a few of the first few cards. It's Mei Lin Lee. We have the Amber 1 cost, 0 strength, 3 willpower, lead vocalist. It has Singer 3, but the ability Band Loyalty. This character can't sing songs without sing together. And that means any normal song that isn't a sing together song can't be sung by this character. Now, she has Singer 3, so that means your Akud Edamudi or your Della's Moon Lullaby, all of those cards can't be sung by this Mei Lin Lee. And so it's a little restrictive, but also you have a Singer 3 in play from turn 1 that can do a sing together. And of course, we're probably going to get some more sing together songs. I would think we're going to get some more. And then we also have Mei Lin Lee, Popular Red Panda, a ruby, 6 cost inkable, 4 strength, 5 willpower, and the new ability Temporary Shift for 3 ink. So you can shift this onto another Mei Lin Lee for 3 ink. It has 3 lore and the ability Karaoke Queen. Once during your turn, whenever this character sings a song, gain 3 lore. So Temporary Shift, how this works is at the end of your turn, you can remove all damage from the character and then return the card to your hand. So you can basically unshift the card and it comes back to your hand. And so you could, in theory, as long as a Mei Lin Lee is in play every turn, you can shift this Red Panda card onto the Mei Lin Lee that is dry and sing and earn 3 lore, and then at the end of the turn, bounce it back. Or if you don't have a song, just quest for 3 and bounce it back to your hand. So you will almost always be able to get 3 lore with this card. It is interesting because all of the Red Panda cards will be in Ruby. They are locked to Ruby, so you will not be seeing any Red Pandas. If there are additional Red Panda cards, they will always be in Ruby. So you're going to have to play Ruby if you want to play this shift, and you're going to have to play Amber if you want the 1 cost shift target lead vocalist. All right, coming up next, we have Honey Wizard, but it's not. It is the Honey Archmage and the Honey Rogue. So we have Winnie the Pooh, a 2 cost inkable amethyst, 2 strength, 3 willpower, Honey Archmage or Archmage. Which one is it? Anyway, he is a Dreamborn hero, sorcerer, and honey. And he has the ability Stick Together. While you have 2 or more other honey characters in play, this character gets +2 lore. And he already has 1 lore on him, so you get to quest for 3 when you have 2 other honey characters out. And one of the other honey characters you can have out is this Rue Honey Rogue, a 1 cost uninkable emerald with 1 strength and 1 willpower, and the ward keyword. You can't choose this character except a challenge. And the ability Elusive Expertise. While you have another honey character in play, this character gains evasive. That's pretty cool because as soon as you play this 2 cost Honey Archmage, Winnie the Pooh, on turn 2, the Rue gains evasive, and if your opponent doesn't have an evasive ability on one of their characters, then you can quest away. We also have some more honey characters, and that includes, what's this? A dual ink Christopher Robin in Sapphire and Amethyst. Dual inks are back. This is a 6 cost inkable, 4 strength, 4 willpower, with 2 lore and 2 abilities. Gather the party. You can have other honey characters in your deck regardless of ink type. And the magical summons. When you play this character, you may search your deck for a honey card, reveal it, and put it in your hand. If you do, shuffle your deck. So this is one of the legendaries, and he's Christopher Robin, the Honey Sage. So we're going to get a lot of different honey members of the honey adventure party here, it looks like. And I really love in the art, you can see the little bees that are flying around, but there's also a couple of them down there in the ink types down there right next to the strength. So I think that's really cool that the art is moving into those areas there. But this is very powerful because, as you can see, we already had in the honey, the Winnie the Pooh and the Rue, we had an amethyst and an emerald, and the emerald doesn't fit into this honey deck, but now because of this card, as long as you have this card in your deck, you can put the Rue and the Tigger we can see here on the screen, the Ruby Tigger. Both of those can go in the deck. Now, You may think might be a problem in play at your locals or maybe in competitive play, and it is basically going to be as long as you have this card in your deck, and if your opponent wants to check you, they can say, hey, I need to check your deck. You have this card in there, and you can play any of the colors. You would, of course, have a judge or a tournament organizer be the one who actually checks the deck. Your opponent's not the one who's going to check it, because then they'd see all your cards. But anyway, you can play all of the different colors of honey characters as long as they have that honey type in that list there. So in the case of the Tigger Honey Barbarian, it's Dreamborn, Ally, Tigger, Honey, and as long as they have that honey, they can be put in the deck when you have the Christopher Robin in your deck. And let's talk about this Tigger. 4 cost, inkable, ruby card, 5 strength, 4 willpower, the reckless keyword, which means they cannot quest and must challenge if able. And the ability Protective Charge. Once during your turn, whenever this character challenges another character, you may ready chosen honey character. If you do, that character can't quest for the rest of this turn. Now, it doesn't say other chosen honey character, so yes, you can ready this Tigger if you wish to either protect him from being challenged back or to challenge twice in one turn. And what is all of this honey leading to in Attack of the Vine? It is leading to what we have already seen teased, and that is the Illumineer's Quest, the Great Honey Rescue, coming out. Now we know it's coming out October 2nd this year, 2026. The cost will be $59.99 MSRP, and we are going to get more info about this Illumineer's Quest at Gen Con in just a few weeks. So be prepared to find out all about this quest, which we have heard that it is an exceptionally fun time to play. And as you can see by the cover, we're going to get more characters that are the honey type, like the rabbit and the owl. So just can't wait to see what is coming with this. Even more fun stuff. So coming up next, we have more cards. And we already knew Duel Links are back, but look, even more Duel Links. And first up, we have a Ruby and Sapphire, 8 cost, uninkable, Belle and Beast. And that is very cool. Certain as the Sun is the sub name. 6 strength, 7 willpower, 3 lore. Shift on 6 if you want to shift this, and you can play this on top of one of your characters, either Belle or Beast. And you'll notice in the types that it has the team type, and that means that this is like a duo, a team, that where they're combined into one. And it's really cool how they made teams Duel Links. I think that's a really cool thematic effect. So like maybe the Belle is the Sapphire and the Beast is the Ruby, and they are teamed up together. And there's 2 abilities: Inspiring Dance. Whenever this character quests, ready all cards in your inkwell. And you may recall that this ability was also on the Mufasa Legendary from a few sets ago. And then Appreciative Audience. Spend 6 ink and ready your other characters. They can't quest for the rest of this turn. So all of that ink, like if you shift this on 6, you've spent 6 ink to shift it. And then you can quest if the character you shifted onto is ready. And now you have that 6 ink available. And if you've quested or challenged with everything else you have on board, you can now respend that 6 ink to ready all of your characters. Except this one, of course, because it says other. And then they can either sing or challenge. So this is a very cool card for getting a lot of value out of your ink, as well as your characters, being able to either protect them or do extra things on each turn that this card is out, being able to quest and ready all your cards in your inkwell and spend that ink again. And then on the other side here, we have the Amber and Steel Lilo and Stitch Fun-Loving Friends, a 5 cost inkable with 3 strength and 5 willpower. This one also has 3 lore. It has Shift 3, and again, you can shift it on top of one of your characters, either Lilo or Stitch. It has the Resist keyword. It is Resist 1, so any damage dealt to this character is reduced by 1, and the Support ability. So whenever this character quests, you can add their strength to another chosen character's strength. Love the art on both of these. Very cool. And I just can't wait to see what other dual inks and teams that we have coming. And also, we are showing you these two because we're also going to show you that they are both the iconics for this set. And look at these cards. These cards are just, they blow my mind at how good they are. I cannot believe that. To me, these feel like what the iconics should be. They have multiple characters on them. They look like movie posters, and um, they are just amazing. And I can't believe how cool they look. I mean, look at the Belle and the Beast text, where the ink, the cost is red to go along with the ruby of the ruby part of the card, same as the Belle and the Beast name, but also the subname, certain as the sun, is in sapphire. And then all of the abilities are in sapphire, but the strength and willpower is in ruby. And I just love how it all the colors mix and match and flow. And you can see all of the information. And the same thing with the Lilo and the Stitch. It's just got all of the yellow, the amber, and the steel, all of the bits in there. And actually, let's go ahead and just take a little bit of a closer look at each of these, just because I want to look at these a little bit longer, because I just think they're beautiful cards. You can see the little lore pips that are going to be the foiling in the backgrounds all throughout the card. You can see Gaston and LeFou, and I think over there in one of the corners you can see Lumiere, and you can see the castle in the background. Just amazing, amazing. The artist is Milika Selikovic. I think that's how you pronounce it. And then for the Lilo and Stitch, the artist is Brett Owens. And again, you can see the detail. You can see Lilo and Stitch writing a leaf in the center there. And then we have, another Lilo and the Stitch in the background. We've got the vine. We've got Jumba Jukaba. We've got some vine creatures down on the bottom left there. Man, I cannot wait. And now, so this style will also be the same style as the Enchanteds in this set, which means we are going to get these movie poster style. I think they're calling it Cinemayhem. We're going to get these styled cards on all the Enchanteds. And that means, in my opinion, that this may end up being, now we've thought we've had amazing Enchanteds in the past, and we have, but these Enchanteds may end up being some of the best Enchanteds we've seen. Movie posters are one of my favorite things. The art style with just the combination of the story mixed in with the characters. I just cannot wait to see all of the Enchanteds and what they look like in this set. This is probably my favorite thing that I've seen, and it's too bad iconics are a little hard to get, because I would love to have these cards in my collection. They're just amazing. All right, but moving on. That's enough gushing about the iconics. Let's talk about some more cards in Attack of the Vine. Now, in Attack of the Vine, of course, there's the Vine, and the Vine is it a villain? Not really. It's a vine, but it has been infused with ink. And so this ink that has infused the vine is allowing the vine to create some characters. They are not glimmers. They are vinelings. And so we have some of them to show off here. And one of them is first Pete, created by the vine. You'll notice that they all have the same subname, created by the vine. This one is a 1-cost inkable, 1 strength, 2 willpower with 1 lore, and the ability Thorny Overgrowth. Your Floodborn characters gain Challenger +1. You'll also notice that it is a Floodborn without the shift ability. And it is Floodborn because, of course, the Floodborn ink that has infused the vine has allowed the vine to create this character. So while the character is Floodborn, it is not created from a glimmer. It's a vineling, so they don't have the shift ability. That's a very cool and interesting way to use the Floodborn type instead of just always having the shift ability. Now, we saw a little bit of a change where we were able to use the shift with the superhero ability, where the heroes shifted their super version onto their regular, non-super version. So we have these, and of course, all of these abilities are going to be enabling Floodborns, where they get an extra, like in this case, Challenger +1. On the Ursula, created by the Vine, a 4-cost inkable amber, 3 strength, 2 willpower, and 2 lore, has the ability Energy Sap. Whenever one of your Floodborn characters quests, chosen opposing character gets -1 strength until the start of your next turn. Very good ability, being able to reduce strength, because, of course, now your opponent is going to have a harder time challenging into your characters. Another couple that we have, actually one more created by the Vine, is Gaston, a ruby, 2 cost, inkable, 2 strength, 2 willpower with 1 lore. The ability drawing strength, your Floodborne characters get +1 strength. So if you combine this with your Pete, not only do you get +1 strength from your Gaston, but you get +1 challenger when challenging from the Pete. And then we have this monster of a card. It's the Vine itself, Towering Stalk, 10 cost, inkable, 10 strength, 10 willpower, 3 lore. Floodborne Shift. This is a new type of shift. Floodborne Shift. You may pay 7 ink, to play this on top of one of your Floodborne characters. That means any character. So this is like Universal Shift, but it only can go onto other Floodborne characters. So then the 2 abilities it has is Saturate. Your other exerted Floodborne characters gain Bodyguard. And Hostile Swarm. During an opponent's turn, whenever one of your Floodborne characters is banished, deal 1 damage to each opposing character. So this is kind of like with the 10-10-10 on the stats here. This is reminding me of the Giant Mickey, as well as the new card from last set, the Leviathan. And it's interesting because this ability is like a lower version of that Giant Mickey, where when it was banished, you were able to deal 5 damage to each opposing character. But in this case, it's basically taking the damage to any of your other Floodborns whenever they're banished and just dealing 1 damage. So if you're playing a Floodborn deck with a bunch of Vinelings, then of course you're going to have a ton of Floodborns on the board because they're all Floodborns. And this will allow you to just give that damage out to as every time something is banished. It's a very strong and powerful card, but of course, the best you can do is shifting it at 7 ink, which means it's going to take a while to get this one out. Next up, we have promos. We love promos. Love getting promos, weekly promos. When you go to your league every week, there's a few other promos we can talk about here. So first up, we're going to talk about the one that you can get if you're going to one of the select Disney locations for the pre-release on July 17th. The Magical Places promo here, it is a Maleficent, 1 cost inkable, 2 strength, 2 willpower, the Exultant Spellcaster. It has 1 lore. It's no abilities, but it has the Magical Places promo symbol. So this will be the one you can get on pre-release at select Disney locations like Pin Traders at Downtown Disney or in Disney Springs or at Disneyland Paris. There may be a few other locations like Disney Store in London and Dublin, maybe. But look for information about this closer to the release date on July 17th. We also have weekly play promos. We have, first up, the Maylin Lee we saw earlier, and the Randall Boggs in Sapphire that we saw earlier. But we also have a new card, and it is Morph, Little Imitator. And you recall, we had a Morph, and it was an Emerald, but now we have one in Amethyst. It's 2 cost, inkable, 1 strength, 2 willpower with 1 lore, and Advanced Mimicry. It's the same ability it had before. You can shift any character on top of this character. This includes all shift variants. So that means Floodborne Shift, Temporary Shift, any of your shift characters can shift onto this character. It's a very good ability, and it's very cool that we're getting it in Amethyst. Who knows, maybe over time we'll get some morphs in every color that you can shift onto. And then what'll happen in Infinity, right? You'll be able to play any morph and have a shiftable target onto. Next up, we have a couple of new promos. The Tigger we saw earlier is the Buy a Box promo for Attack of the Vine. And this one will be available at any of your local game stores when you buy a booster box. While supplies last, you will be able to ask them for this promo, and you will get one of these when you buy a booster box. The seasonal promo, the Sully, the new boss, this is one we saw last set during reveal season. They showed us this one, so we've seen it before. And this one will be the seasonal promo, and that means you'll be able to get this during the Attack of the Vine season, which is, starts on July 17th and ends whenever the next set comes out. You will be able to get this whenever Ravensburger shows up with Disney Lorcana at an event. So like maybe a Disney Lorcana Challenge or a convention like D23 or Gen Con, something like that. This card should be available at conventions where Ravensburger is officially attending with Disney Lorcana. And then here we go, the set championship promos. On the left, we have the participation, and on the right, we have the top 8 foil. This is a brand new card. This is Rapunzel. I think this was revealed during the DLC stream at Indianapolis just last weekend. It is a 1-cost inkable, 2 strength, 1 willpower. Storyborn hero princess, Rapunzel, escaping the tower. And it has the ability, the Call of Adventure. Once during your turn, you may discard a card to give this character +1 lore and evasive until the start of your next turn. Now, discarding a card is not a great thing to do because you want to keep your cards, but remember that we are getting some new cards that we have been shown at Indianapolis during the stream that give an ability to let you play them when you discard them. So now you can discard a card that you were going to play, but now you can discard it and then play it. You can get this ability to give the character lore and evasive and get the card into play, whether it be a character or an action. And you get the best of both worlds. But let's go on. And there, of course, when there's always the participation non-foil and the top 8 foil for set champs, and there's always a playmat. But there's something different about this set and the playmat. And that's because it is not the same art as the card. This time it is a Mike Wazowski and Sully from Monsters, Inc. This is very cool. I kind of like this idea because now we can get a variety of things for people to go after. Now, of course, I would have liked to see the Rapunzel art on a playmat. But we have had a few Rapunzel playmats already, so it is very cool that we are getting a Monsters, Inc. playmat for the set championship. I love that idea. Let's see if they continue doing that going forward, or if they're just going to do it sometimes based on what art they have that they want to showcase for set championship. I can't wait to see Anna maybe even have a chance to win this playmat. And next up, we have all of the products available. So again, pre-release is July 17th for Attack of the Vine. Regular release is July 24th. The regular retail release of the playmats is going to feature the Attack of the Vine key art on the far left there. The Circle of Life enchanted artwork is going to be available as well. On the far right, we have the foil playmat, the art from a Honey Winnie the Pooh card, maybe something from the Illuminer's Quest, possibly. But this foil playmat will be available at select Disney locations on release on July 17th. So again, you have to look and see what will be announced about which Disney locations will have it. The last 2 foil playmats that were released, the Toy Story and the Mickey and Minnie, were both available at Walt Disney World and Disneyland and Disneyland Paris. I think they also showed up at the Disney Store in London. I'm not sure where else, but again, look for information about where they will show up. And of course, we're going to get the pre-release box, the booster box, and the Trove coming for Attack of the Vine, and those will all be coming out in just a few weeks. And that is it for Attack of the Vine, because next up we're moving to Hyperia City, the next set coming out from Disney Lorcana, and we're going to get a few cards from that now. So first up, we know we have this key art from Coco featuring Miguel. It's very colorful. We don't know exactly what's going on yet. We just know some cool stuff is going to be happening. It's Hyperia City. We don't know. But what we do know is it is going to be coming out on October 16th in pre-release, and the regular wide release is coming October 23rd. And we also have our first 3 cards revealed. First up, we have Hector Rivera, Street Musician, a 1-cost inkable ruby with 2 strength and 1 willpower. Singer 2 allows to sing cards that cost 2. And Strike a Chord ability. When you play this character, you may put the top card of your deck into your discard. We also have a 1-cost Miguel Rivera, Street Musician. 1 strength, 2 willpower, and the ability Share the Music. While you have a song card in your discard, this character gets +1 lore and gains Singer 3. So that's why on Hector's ability, you can discard the top card of your deck, and if it's a song card, if you've played Miguel, you now can get 1 lore and Singer 3. And then we have Un Poco Loco, the song, which is a sing together 3, and it costs 3. It's inkable, and you can choose 2 characters of yours. If one of them is cost 3 or less, return both to your hand. So this song allows you to bounce characters back to your hand, and then if you want, you can replay them. You have to pay for them, of course, but let's say you have a character with a very strong on playability that is very expensive. You can then sing together with both of those and get it back into your hand and then replay it, allowing you to get that really good on playability, such as maybe a character that can exert something, so you can then challenge into it with one of your other characters, something like that. But this is an interesting ability that we will see if this takes into gets some play. It's a very interesting. But this is the first 3 cards we're seeing, and of course it's very, very cool art, very colorful. Can't wait to see what other things are coming from Hyperia City. Okay, next up, we have coming soon in the 4th quarter of 2026. We already know Onward is coming in the set that is coming out in the 4th quarter. But what we didn't know is the name Into the Ink Dark. Very ominous sounding. This is very, very cool. I like the little crystallized name there. Can't wait to see what's happening. But we also have some new key art featuring Hades. You'll notice that on his costume, his clothes there, he has the sapphire symbol. So he is going to be a sapphire glimmer. And we also, in those jewels or whatever they are that are floating around, you'll see some other villains represented there. We have Captain Hook, you can see. We have a shell, which I'm guessing is Ursula. We have a poisoned apple for the queen. And we have a snake for Jafar. Now, who knows what other crystals, what those other crystals will have, what other villains we're going to see. But this looks like it's going to be a very villain-centric set. It'll be interesting to see. Now, you may think, we've had Hades, lots of Hades in the game. And of course, we had a glimmer a few sets ago in set 4 in Ursula's Return. We had this 4-cost inkable Hades Meticulous Plotter. And it's a vanilla card. There's no ability. But look at this text here in the flavor text. This neat little scheme has Ursula's tentacles all over it. That sneaky sea witch. Wait, I can use this. She can keep those obnoxious Illumineers busy while I roll out my plan. So, do you think maybe this Hades has now fully realized his plan and we're going to see the results of it? Time will tell. So that is what's coming up at the end of, is that quarter 1? Maybe it's quarter 1. It's coming out after Hyperia City. Actually, it is quarter 1 of 2027. So coming out after that, quarter 2, Stitch and Leroy. Look at this art. Something's going to be going on here. They're coming at each other. They're looking a little angry. Who knows what's going on, but it's going to be exciting. Are we going to get a bunch of experiments? Maybe this is the experiment set where we're going to get a ton of experiments. We won't know until we get more information in the months ahead. I am looking forward to this coming out in quarter 2 of 2027. Cannot wait. And that's it. That's all the stuff that I have information on that came out in the Lorecast. I cannot wait to see everything. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you to Ravensburger for letting me have all this information to share with you. And again, remember, Attack of the Vine is coming out very soon. Pre-release is July 17th. Full release is July 24th. Can't wait to get it. I'm really looking forward to this set and all of the glimmers that we're going to be able to play and to do things with, build decks. I cannot wait. I'm building a toy deck, by the way. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. We'll see you in the next one.